Hello, everyone. My name is Diego Lopez. In this part, I'm gonna uh, share with you my lesson plan. In this case, focusing and speaking A2 level, and the approach was TBIL's intercultural learning (TBL). For example, the topic that I carried out with the students was talking about past experiences. The level was A2, the tiger skill was speaking, and the language focus simple past tense, regular and irregular verbs. And the time was 55 to 16 minutes. The learning objective that I was carried out with them was by the end of the lesson, learners will be able to talk about their past experiences using the simple past tense, demonstrating fluency, accuracy, and cultural awareness when they share personal stories. The materials that they worked in the middle of the class, the most used materials are flashcards or slides using past tense verbs, images of daily and cultural activities, a short video of people describing their past experiences, a worksheet with pairs, interviews. It could be optional to use Jamboard or, for example, a Padlet for sharing. At the beginning of this lesson plan, the stage and the warm-up activity, it carried out 10 minutes. And description of activities was students speak with each other asking the next question. In the past, for example, the students was talking about and asking with each other, where did you go with your friends last month? Did you go to the cinema yesterday? And the other students answered the same question. In the interaction was in pair. To this activity, the presentation, it was carried out 10 minutes, introduced past tense verbs and time expressions such as, for example, last weekend, 2 days ago, yesterday, last month. And in the middle of the class, my only students were two because they was only people that could introduce themselves in the middle of the class. In the middle of the class, we had a little bit problem with the link of the video because it didn't work in the time, and I must go to continue with the class without that video. And we continue asking to repeat verbs and phrases, including past verbs and other examples with questions. And in that time, we can use the topic, the impact of social media and digital tools in students and young people. For example, we wanted to watch a short video, but as as I said before, we couldn't see it because the link, it didn't work in that moment. And practicing the task. The practicing the task was carried out 15 minutes, and the activity will name picture talk in pairs. And students receive images of cultural, of leisure activities, for example, people playing soccer, attending a festival, walking in outdoors, or cooking traditional food. They must describe what people did in those pictures. For example, they walk on the mountain. In this part, students watch a little bit image where people were doing some activity, some exercise, or some actions. For example, she ate the traditional food where students could understand the meaning of the verb in past tense and in present tense. For example, she ate a traditional food, they played a soccer competition, he painted toy cars, they cleaned the house. As you can see in this image, we brought the stories. Here they're imagining that there are children playing soccer. In this other image, it's a woman cooking in the kitchen, and in this other image, there are people climbing a mountain. They have to see this other image. There is a kid writing or painting in the paper, and the last one image, there are two children studying. For this activity, I choose TBIL. Um, in this case, the time was carried 15 minutes, and they had to work individual and in group both. In this part, students have to divide my best experience celebration. For example, students must prepare and share an orally short story, maximum 4 to 6 sentences, about a memorable experience or cultural celebration in their community, in their city, or inside their families. Next, they compare with how people in other countries celebrate similar events, such as Christmas, for example, birthdays, holidays, and special dates. And the feedback and reflection. It was carried out 10 minutes. Teacher focuses in the pronunciation and grammar issues and encourage reflection. In the first point, guys, what did you learn about classmate culture? And in my case, I asked them what kind of verbs did you have learn or something like that, focus in the verb, in the past verb. And are they celebrations similar or different from yours? It was this kind of like a questions. For example, the assessment type performance-based speaking style. In the final class, I said to my two students, Anwar and Valentina, to pronunciate the verbs in the present and in the past, and they have to pronounce well in the sentences, the phrases, and the examples that I have to them in the present, and what is the difference of the past when they are formed. Um, and finally, as you can see in the description, focuses the students to record a short video during 1 or 2 minutes describing their favorite past experiences or a cultural event and share it with classmates online. For example, on Padlet, this kind of activity reinforces autonomous learning, digital competences, and intercultural communication. Thank you so much for the attention in this lesson plan.